Week 11 of the NFL season begins as the 4-5 Jacksonville Jaguars travel to the Dog Pound to face off against the 5-4 Cleveland Browns. The Browns trying to get a 2-game winning streak after an excellent comeback win last week over the Detroit Lions, now with home field advantage. So let's go ahead and start you off first quarter. After a Jaguars field goal, they shown Kaiser and the Browns movement as Kaiser would find JUJU Smith-Schuster for the first down in Jacksonville territory. However, it would only be a field goal. Now let's take you to the Jaguars. Blake Bortles scrambling out to the left, throws across his body across the field, and he would only find Jason McCourty as he would take it all the way to the end zone. Reservations for 6, pick 6, Cleveland, so the Browns would take a 10-3 lead. Now, later in the second quarter, Kaiser goes to the play action, and he would throw deep, looking for Corey Coleman, and he would hook up with Corey Coleman for the big play, getting them down at the 1-yard line. So now Kaiser and the Browns needing the touchdown. Kaiser flips the play to 4 verts, and he gets the touchdown to Josh Gordon. Fun fact, that would be Gordon's only reception for the day. So now let's go to the ensuing Browns drive as Kaiser throws, and he finds JUJU Smith-Schuster in the double coverage for the touchdown. Smith-Schuster proving why he deserved this start at the number 3 spot for the wide receiving corps. So now let's continue on another Browns drive. Duke Johnson moving the chains efficiently. So now Kaiser looking for a partner, and he throws, and it would be intercepted by Tayshaun Gibson, and Gibson would get some separation to the end zone for 6. All he would see was green. The Browns try to catch up, but they cannot. So Tayshaun Gibson getting the pick 6 touchdown, the second pick 6 in this game. So now let's continue on with the Browns drive as Kaiser would throw, and he would find JUJU Smith-Schuster as he would get some separation from Jalen Ramsey, and that would be all she wrote as JUJU Smith-Schuster with a 75-yard touchdown. That would be his third reception for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. So now let's go to the ensuing Browns kickoff. They kick it off to Marquise Lee, and Lee would begin his return. Lee would make one man miss, and then all he would see was more green than Josh Gordon's weed stash, as it would be a touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars and Marquise Lee. So the Jags trying to come back, trying to form something new. So now let's continue on. The Browns on the next drive, they would run it up the middle on 4th down with Duke Johnson, showing they're not scared to go for it, liking that competitiveness from Hugh Jackson. And then speaking of competitiveness, Kaiser would throw, and he would find Sammy Coates for the touchdown. So now let's go to another Browns drive. Duke Johnson Jr. moving the chains, fighting for every possible yard he can get. So now continuing on, same drive for the Browns. Kaiser would call a bunch of audibles, and then he would hand it off to Duke Johnson, and Johnson would fumble it. Sadly, none of those audibles called by Kaiser would be a pass play to avoid the fumble. So now the Jaguars take field position, and now Bortles throws it on 4th down, and he would find his favorite receiver for the day in cornerback Jason McCourty. For the first 3.5 quarters, the Browns secondary was just where Bortles wanted to go. But now the Browns would throw an interception. More specifically, Kaiser would throw an interception to Paul Buzlesny, the middle linebacker, and he would go down inside the 5-yard line. So now Bortles and the Jags, Bortles would step back, throw, find touchdown for the Jaguars. So the Jaguars trying to make something of this game. Now only need 2 touchdowns to tie it up. Then Kaiser would hand it off to Duke Johnson, and Johnson would get a big gain for the Cleveland Browns. Now continuing on, same drive, Kaiser, he would take it, and then he would try to scramble out to the right. He's gonna try to get the first down himself. He breaks through a tackle, and then he fumbles it. So the Jaguars defense recovers it. Another excellent stop. The Jaguars defense playing like they should. So now Bortles and the Jags, as Bortles would throw, and he would find Mercedes Lewis for the big gain. So now the Jaguars needing the touchdown and the 2-point conversion just to make the game more competitive. So Bortles would throw, and he would find that man again, Marquise Lee, and Lee would be a free man for the touchdown. So the Jags just needing the 2-point conversion and an extra touchdown. However, they don't get the 2-point conversion. Bortles hit as he throws on the next drive, and he would be incomplete. So Blake Bortles and the Jaguars proved fruitless in their efforts to try to come back on the Cleveland Browns. They shown Kaiser Kaiser and the Browns prevail. This is probably Kaiser's best game this season that I've seen. You know, obviously outside of the 2 interceptions and the fumble. Really proud of what he did today. So anyways, the Browns move to 6-4. The Jaguars fall to 4-6. So tune in next week whenever the Browns play the Cincinnati Bengals and we have the second Battle of Ohio. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a good night.